So this is section number 2. How do you interview an admissions consultant? Okay. Now, if you already have a consultant, that's great. Might be at least time for you to check with them on some of these questions and know how much in water are they. And if you've not found a consultant, again, Shreya and I are not professing to be consultants of interviewing of admissions consultants ourselves. I'm just giving out things based on what we saw, what was lacking in some consultants. I mean, we had the best consultant I can ask for. Even she, I felt some of the areas, wasn't her forte, and I had to plug in those gaps for her. So, you know, just remember those things, and we'll talk more about it. I mean, this is a roller coaster emotional ride, this whole admissions process. There's so many moving parts, from FAFSA to the recommendations to GMAT, or not GMAT, the SAT, ACT. You're going to go through so much moving parts, and everything has to be I's dotted, T's crossed. You just have to be on top of your game. You don't have an option. There is the fear of the unknown, because you've never really done any of this before, and you always hear about those kids who never got into a school. Somehow there is this maddening thinking that, oh, I might not get into any school, and that is such a wrong statement. But people have those phobias. And yes, I mean, if you're going to apply to all Ivies and nothing else, then yes, there's a pretty good chance you're not going to get in. But if you're working with a counselor, working with a few people who pragmatically can look at your grades, look at your essays, and tell you what a chance they have, you're in pretty darn good shape. Attention to details. If you are going to be missing out on things, I mean, there is a lot. You missing out a period or a comma or a spelling mistake can be the end of the application. All the 60 to 70 hours you put in to make an application can be undone, or can be ruined with just one mistake. Again, these are things I have learned by talking to counselors myself, because they're looking for things. They want to get you in, but if they catch something sloppy, they'll use it. They'll use it against you. Okay, there is no hard luck over here. There's no love over there. Fascination and curiosity, they're looking for that kind of things, right? I mean, you just get fascinated by going to schools and curious what they have to offer to you. Net is not rocket science. That's super important. I mean, you can figure this game out. There are only so many permutations and combinations to it. We were able to figure it out. You can do it too. Okay? What you do need is a multi-dimensional team. This is your one coach or your one consultant. I don't care how much money your parents pay to the person, 5,000, 10,000. I know a family that paid $20,000 to a consultant as well, right? It doesn't matter how much money you pay. No one consultant has it all. They just don't know it. And you do need gauge their weaknesses early. There's a lot of strengths people bring to the table, but really, I mean, one thing I love for Shreya's consultant was she had a fairly good understanding of liberal arts careers, and she, both of them could have long discussions. I mean, but she was not good at financial eligibility. She's openly told me that she's not good at that. She was okay with internship, told us a few of the things, but Jagat and Science Gurus was a great place for us. So very thankful for that team for giving us the opportunity for the internships. Scholarships, nobody helped us with that, and we got screwed by that thing. Project timelines, I mean, most of these consultants, they're not project managers. They're good at talking, they're good at advising, but A, they're not taskmasters. B, we just can't, they get their work done ultimately with you, but I am the kind of type A logical thinker. I need things in a progression. I want to see milestones, quality of milestones, stuff like that. And it's hard to get that. So you need somebody who can be on top. Target college list. If you're going to get your college list in August, September of senior year, which is what we got, that's a problem. I mean, I remember getting that list in July, and it was 91 colleges. And then it was literally like eeny, meeny, miny, mo when we were shortlisting from there. And that sucks. I mean, I don't like that whole process, but you need somebody who can just give you this help early on in the process. Literally getting a dream consultant or an admissions counselor who can work with you, this is a personal choice. I like, Shreya likes Starbucks. Her sister likes boba. They might not get the same, counselor to work with. But really, this is, things we look for. Were they fun to be around? There was this one girl. I really liked her. She was amazing. She was an ex-Stanford graduate herself. And I was like, Shreya, this girl is awesome. We're going to take her. She was young. She knew her stuff. But Shreya was like, no. And I couldn't figure out why she said that, but now I think I know why she meant it. But you want somebody who's firm but not pushy. You have parents and teachers and an ecosystem which is stressful enough. You're looking for firm people. You're looking for realistic straight shooters who can tell you, saying, what are you thinking? Which college are you thinking? You want somebody who believes in you, believes in your story, believes in your potential, but still is realistic. Need somebody who's open to suggestions. Yes, go ahead.
I'd also like to point out that if the person says anything along the lines of, I'll be disappointed if you don't get into blank school, or I only you need to retake this because you only got a 790 and you need an 800, that's not a good counselor. That is not what you want, because that person is never going to be proud of you, and they're only going to make your life worse. So that's not the counselor you want. My counselor, my personal counselor, she literally she constantly would relieve me of my stress, because she would always, if I asked her, for example, I was stressed because I was like, hey, everybody at my school says that I should retake, or everybody at my school says that on the ACT you should get either a 35 or a 36. So should I retake it because I got a 34? And I was feeling pretty sick that day anyways. She was like, you know what, you can if you want to, but colleges look at it the same way. 34 is a 35 is a 36. It's not like a 35 is going to automatically get you and a 34 is going to get you rejected. So you want a counselor like that, someone who isn't going to say oh, you didn't get a 1600. All right, guess you're not getting in anywhere. So that's all. Sorry, that's all I wanted to add to that point.
It's a valid point, right? I mean, we work with the communities such, and I myself am super type A personality. Parents live their dreams to their kids, and I wanted to ace these exams, and I would have pushed Shreya in that direction, but of course she's a strong girl. Many times kids are not strong; they can't stand up to their parents on a lot of these things. So just make sure, I'm not trying to say anybody should revolt against anybody. I'm just saying, know your own limits, know what you really want, and follow your intuition. And that's what I call here. The student's first instinct after meeting the counselor is super important, and pay attention to that. I would actually land up a situation where I would first filter the consultant. I would talk to the consultant, but I wouldn't tell Shreya what I liked or did not like about this person. I would let her have a call with that person, just herself one-on-one, and then we would look at our notes and we would talk. She would speak, of course, and I would have my notes to look at that. So that's important. The chemistry between the two people has to be very much there. No gold diggers. This is a big one. You'll meet a lot of consultants who say, oh, I will only look at 3 essays or 3 versions of your Common App, and any more than that costs more money, $750 per essay. And they'll sound super impressive. They'll have great English. They'll immaculate style. They're like, yeah, I'll give you a practice session. No. Gold diggers, you want somebody who says, hey, this is the entire package. I don't care how many times you call me, our counselor. And I'm purposely not giving out her name because I don't want to sound like I'm trying to promote her over here, but I'm saying she would say, call me anytime. We had her number. I remember calling her 10, 11 in the night when of course in the last few months, and she would fight with me at times. She would fight for Shreya. She would stand up and say, hey, back off. You're going in the wrong direction. And because I had a great relationship with her, I would back off. But otherwise, I ate up a lot of Shreya's time, but I could have made it a lot worse. I could have made it a lot more miserable if I did not have the relationship. I needed somebody who was detail oriented. She was very detail oriented. I wanted somebody who could see the larger picture. There were things Elizabeth would make, there I give her name out. She would come up with things, she would say things about what Shreya said in the last meeting. I'm like, huh, she said that? And she would, report to me about things. And I was like, I could see so much that they discussed, which she would never talk with me, or Shreya would not talk to me. So, earns your trust. And Shreya and her were very close to each other. She had the utmost respect. She could see where Shreya can go. So, these were great meetings. So, think about that for your person. This is a 2-year commitment. So if you're in junior year looking for somebody, you better start falling in love with this person. This is literally a dating process. And if you don't fall in love, if you don't see the chemistry, walk on that, or at least give them some, get to know their style, meet them 2-3 times, ask for a paid session, right? They'll be very different in a regular talk versus a paid session. Ask for those. Ask them certain questions like, What's the best part of your job? What's your idea of fun? How do you deal with negative Nancy's who keep saying nay, nay, nay? And I mean, how do you deal with slackers? What are your weaknesses? I mean, these are my weaknesses. Let them speak. Literally have an extempore. Let them give you an essay version of who they are. You will get to know. If you surprise them with these questions and they go, I'm lost, or you start knowing about them. You want somebody who's fluid, like a water, flows with you. Okay. Okay. So, Shreya, anything more to add over here, or should I keep going? Go ahead.
No, you're good.